Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Daze and welcome to this Raw Opinions video. Now, we have had over 60 responses. You guys have got lots of thoughts when it comes to this week's Raw. And I think from a talking points point of view, it's a Raw that's got more about it than the average Raw in 2025. Obviously, we got a new mid-card champ for the women. We got Brock returning. We got Roman returning. We had Dolph Ziggler on the show. Of course, the big news is that this was John Cena's final Raw, and that for me is the big headline. Let's go down the match scores, though, and then we're just going to get straight into your thoughts. My thoughts are in the breakdown video. That going longer than I would have liked. I would have liked to have shaved 5 minutes out of that or so. Clocked in at about 35, 37 minutes. A bit longer, but as we said, it's John Cena's final Raw. And so I think it's right that we do give these videos a little bit extra. I'm sure this one is going to get a bit extra as well, as I'm going to try and get through all of those 60-odd comments as long as my voice holds out, right? So Cena, Sheamus, Ray against Judgment Day. Great 55. Solo Sikoa against Dolph Ziggler, good 96. Becky against Maxxine, great 55. Gunther against Javon, great 78. Gunther, Javon, your match of the night. Which is obviously fantastic news because a lot of us are expecting Gunther to win this tournament. If he's back and he's back to his best, and he's putting on bangers like he did on Raw, I mean, you just can't really ask for anything more than that. So, yeah, very encouraged by that. But I'm sure we can dig into other things as we make our way through your comments. So let's do that now. Show score-wise, I think I settled on a 7.5. There was things about this episode I liked. There was things about this episode I was not very keen on. But one thing, as we said, that's undeniable is that we absolutely got a lot of talking points here. Robbie was not a fan. Robbie said, thank God for the end. Caleb said, Raw was incredible. The only letdown was Ziggler not winning. Brendan, shout out to you. J Omega said, it's the greatest Raw of the year. I'm hyped for War Games, but most importantly, the Zigman is back. I'm not sure that he's back for goods. Word is that Matt Cardona only made a one-off appearance on Friday. I've got a feeling that the Zigman might be just making a one-off appearance here as well, so I wouldn't get too excited at this stage. I really like Ziggler. I wouldn't be down on Ziggler coming back, but yeah, this could just be a one-off, to be honest. Robbie's gone 6.5. Says, 3 matches with Dom. Are you effing kidding me? A cringe Nikki segment. Solo's win was nah. He's got 0 aura. Happy for Maxxine. Love to see AJ. Becky is not going to be happy with ref Jess. Gunther's aura is back. Roman and AJ saved a mid-show. So 6.5 says Robbie. Raymond said, I thought Raw was pretty good. 8.25. Matches were good. And of course, it was fire to see Quarterback on Raw. See you for NXT tomorrow. Crystal Dawson said, I love Raw. I wasn't expecting Ziggler at all. Brock returning wasn't a shot neither. Was Roman. So I'm giving it a 9. So I think Crystal Dawson wasn't expecting Ziggler, Brock, maybe not Roman either, so getting all of that on this show. A wrestling fan since day one said Raw was 8.5. Can't wait for next week. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow, buds. Shaq Diesel said, not so happy that we didn't get a singles John Cena match. I enjoyed Maxxine winning the IC belt. Gunther Javon match was great as well. Ending with the men's War Games and Brock Roman edition was superb. So a 9 for Shaq Diesel. Ross said, great show, one of the best of the year, War Games cooking, absolute cinema, Goat Cena, Beast Lesnar, Roman Reigns, we cooking, said Ross. Brady said Alexa Bliss was angry tonight, and rightfully so. We'll have to wait till SmackDown to see if Alexa has forgiven Charlotte. Alexa also did a fantastic job of shutting down the what chants. Raw was great tonight. I don't know what Triple H was smoking, but needs to do it more, said Brady. Zortz said absolute S tier Raw, one of the best ever. Carl said it was a great Raw from Maxxine Square Garden. It was a bit meh that Cena's last Raw was a tag match. I enjoyed the tag match, but we should have been doing that stuff instead of the mega botched heel turn. Maxxine finally wins the title. Gunther versus Javon, and the brawl was fire, says Carl. Kaiju Warrior said it was 10 out of 10. Zortz said Dolph Ziggler in WWE just feels so right, and I'm craving to see more. I think we would all love another babyface Ziggler run, but actually booked well this time. I genuinely think he could have an incredible title chase and win. I really think it's a one-off, honestly. Denham said the episode did not lack talking points, that's for sure. Like Maxxine being the new IC champ, Roman and Brock as the fifth men, Charlotte saving Alexa, AJ Lee return, and likely AJ and Becky as the fifth women. And let's not forget Dolph. I would score it higher if match quality was better, but gonna go 7.5, says Denim Chicken. Elite Pro Wrestling Forum said it was a fun open, great six-man and aftermath. Great to see Dolph back. Great to see AJ Lee and a new IC champ. Gunther, Javon was insane. Awesome main event segment, and the rest was also fun. An easy 10 out of 10, says Elite Pro Wrestling Forum. Dean said Raw was really good. I thought Maxxine was going to win, and I was thinking if she did beat Becky, I thought it might have been because of AJ. Love Gunther's return. Glad he's not got Def Rebel music. Love the stream and see you tomorrow for NXT, said Dean. Hannah said it was a brilliant show, giving it an 8. Atmosphere was brilliant. Tag match was great, but John deserves a bit better for his final Raw. Solo versus Dolph is a 6. Javon versus Gunther was match of the night. Nikki's promo was good. Looking forward to her against Steph. Maxxine Becky was fun. Wasn't expecting Maxxine to win. Good build for the women's War Games. Love the brawl for the men's War Games at the end, including the police involvement. Plum Girl said, Daze, what to think? Got emotional seeing Cena walk out of MSG. But what a banger we got with Gunther Javon. Javon will hopefully get a match at Saturday night's main event. Seeing Roman in an arm sleeve had me worried. He might be a bit hurt. Enjoyed the ending. The ending saved the show for me. Total 6 later. See you later, Plum Girl. Taker 1990 gives it a 9. Said Maxxine as the new champ. AJ returned. Brock and the OTC returned. Gunther returned. Charlotte joins Team Mommy. More than likely AJ joins as well. Cena sharing the moment with Sheamus and Ray. WWE did that due to Cena having 2 appearances left. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Las Vegas Matt said, I think having Brock Lesnar, who is still part of a Vince McMahon sex trafficking case on TV, is a disgrace. I do have that as a barrier as well. Yes, I do understand that. Not interested in him. Unpopular opinion, but both women's mid-card titles, while held by liked people, are being wasted with talented women not in the picture. 6.5. I don't know that that's unpopular. Maybe it is. There does seem to be a lot of goodwill for Maxxine. I think she's just a likable girl. I mean, it certainly can't be based on her in-ring because we just have not seen her. As I said in my breakdown video, she's had like 12 singles matches, most of those being on either main event that people don't watch or being at like live events. She's really not had that many kind of TV matches this year, so... I can only imagine all this goodwill for her has come because she's a likable girl. So I don't know. I don't know how unpopular that is. Las Vegas, Matt. So 6.5, I see your score. Adam said, a very good show. It was much needed after this year's level of quality. Solo winning isn't as bad as people are making out, as he is going to main event SmackDown, and a lot of time he's been putting in with this new MFT appearance. War Games won't mean too much in the long run, but it should be fun. I'm not down on him winning because I didn't expect him to lose. Looking at Friday and Zack Ryder not progressing, I definitely felt that whoever this was going to be was going to go out in the first round. So before Dolph was even announced, mentally I was ready for whoever was coming out to not get through this round. So I just don't think they've got any plans long term for Zack Ryder or Dolph Ziggler. So, you know, this was a moment. It was a Madison Square Garden moment. Daryl gives it an 8. Said could have been higher if Cena had had a one-on-one match. But what an ending, with Roman and Brock both being added to War Games. Things just got real. Going to be brutal. I wonder, do we get a little tease for Braun and Brock during the War Games match? And do we see Roman and Brock on Raw next week? Not sure. I mean, we could do. We are well on the road to Survivor Series. You could also make the argument that it's pretty much done now. I mean, it could be next week we do like the advantage match of which team is going to be able to, you know, have the extra person. Because during Survivor Series, you have 2 people in, and then, of course, we bring out the next person. And so someone will always have the advantage. So I'm guessing they'll do an advantage match. So we might not need Brock and Roman until Survivor Series. So he could be around. He might not be around. El Patata said it was a great show and it felt special. But Maxxine and Chelsea as mid-card champs. Is this a comedy show? What are Brock, Roman fighting for? Cena tournament hasn't had any interferences. This was the time to do dream matches. But most matches were filler for the first round. And why can Javon, Jay, Solo kick out of finishers, but Shinsuke and Priest can't? Some matches could have been more special. Kyrie is funny. Gunther, Javon was a banger. And Alexa is great on the mic. Nikki promo gave me Jack swagger, says El Patata. Sanan said, what a show. The 6-man open was solid. So amazing to see Dolph back. Gunther Javon was amazing. Amazing to see Gunther get his old theme back. Shocked to see Maxxine win the IC title. Wasn't expecting that. Great to see AJ back. Main event segment was amazing. Loved the chaos ending. Spear by Roman to the cops and Bronson was amazing. Looks like Logan has actually joined the Vision, seen as he came out with them. In my opinion, this is the best Raw since Raw after Mania. So, Sanan giving it 9.5. Charlie said it was a great episode, but surely Roman gets arrested for spearing the police. It's probably best not to think about that. Wrestling Void gives it an 8. Said Cena, Sheamus, and Ray beat Judgment Day. Solo beat Ziggler. Maxxine beat Becky. Gunther beat Javon. AJ, Ziggler, Brock return. That is what went down. So, Wrestling Void, thank you. Wrestling's biggest fans gives it an 8.5. Said it was a nostalgia episode, but still had a present feel. Really enjoyed it. At the end, I wanted more. Chris said was very sports entertained tonight. 7.5. Craziness at the end of the show. At first, I wasn't down for John being in a 6-man, but it ended up being good. And I got all the feels after the match. If you didn't, maybe you're dead inside. Good night. Chris, thank you. Norma said it was awesome when the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns came out. It was a 10 out of 10 spot. I would give the show itself an 8. String Them Up said it was a really good show. Ending was great. Once we got the starting segment, it was good. Only gripe I've got is the 15 minutes it takes each week to actually get started. Matthew said, it's been a while since I shared my thoughts. Past couple of Raws was awesome. And I can't even wait for Survivor Series War Games. Match of the night is Maxxine winning the Women's IC Championship. I'm going to give this Raw a 9 and yeet, says Matthew. Jesse said 8.5. out of 10. Entertaining and good pace. I don't want Dom Cena for a second time. Another wrestler could have that opportunity. Sad that it was his last Raw. Love Cena. Ray, Sheamus against Judgment Day. I was happy to see Ziggler return. Nikki is a good heel. Loved the segment with Alexa. Maxxine versus Becky was good. Ashton gives it a 9. Said fantastic show. Didn't agree with the 3v3, but the cool moment and cool match. Didn't like Survivor Series. It's getting used as a Dom rematch. The end of the show was great fun. Truly an Avengers moment. Gunther Javon was a banger, and Maxxine with a shock of the year. Fair play to her, said Ashton. Dowboy said, effing tremendous show. So pleased to see Cena have his 3-legend tag match, providing them with special moments. Gunther was a different animal. The Raw wrap-up and the War Game setup are going to be awesome, says Delwyn. King Emo said, I miss Raw because Netflix was yelling at me to pay for it when I thought I already did. All that so that I watched some of the stream instead. How was the tournament? You was looking bored by the time I got there. Oh, well, I wasn't bored of the tournament. It depends when you jumped in. If you jumped in during the Maxxine thing, that was not for me at all. So I was probably bored at that point. But in regards to the tournament, I thought it was not bad. Gunther Javon was a really great match. And the other match we had was Dolph Ziggler. The only thing with that is I didn't expect him to win. I don't think I was bored during that, but I wasn't on the edge of my seat. I did not expect him to win. Solo winning was no shock to me. So, but I wasn't bored during that, so I'm guessing you might have jumped in during Maxxine. Casey said it was a good episode. We had surprises and returns and a new champ. It's a contender of the year, in my opinion, says Casey. All Game 17 said tonight's show was very fun. A lot of surprises. Great storyline progression for War Games. Happy for Maxxine. Gunther match was a banger. So was the 6-man tag. AJ's back. The end of the show was absolutely a banger. Giving it a 9. Looking forward to NXT tomorrow for War Games, said All Game 17. Notorious TLJ said it's a 9 for me. Seeing Ray, Cena, and Sheamus team made me emotional, knowing that their careers are almost over. Ziggler return had me so hyped. Glad they didn't feed Javon to Gunther. They let them fight it out instead. And also, Javon gets his first tomorrow, LFG. Yeah, NXT this week looks like it's going to be really good. Really good. Nishi said it was an excellent Raw from Maxxine Square Garden. I loved every bit of it. It had more returns than an average Rumble. The crowd was excellent, and the War Game teams are cooking. 9 out of 10, said Nishi. Kiki gives it 8 out of 9. Chanel with a 7 said, I was into it until the ending. Same old with Lesnar sprinkled in. It made all the other faces look weak except Roman. Such old news. I'm giving it a 7. Great matches by Javon, Dolph, and Maxxine, says Chanel. Eric said Raw was great. I think it's one of the best Raws in a while. Chris said, I thought it was really good. I enjoyed Cena's last match on Raw. I'm happy that Maxxine won the IC title. I wanted Javon to beat Gunther, but I enjoyed the match. Dolph return, AJ Lee appearance, Roman and Brock giving it an 8. Uncle Howdy is finally back, said, tonight Raw was good for me. It was great to see John Cena in a 6-man tag team match. Glad he is working Survivor Series. Maxxine winning, congratulations to her. AJ is in Team Rhea Ripley. I can't wait. I thought Howdy would cost Solo. I'm glad that Roman is back. See you for NXT. EJB said it was great until the fake cops came out. Michael said, that's one of the best Raws of 2025. The only thing that was kind of bad or forgettable was the Bella and Stephanie segment. Beside that, it was very good. I don't know how SmackDown will be able to keep up, so Michael will be thrilled if we do 3 hours of Raw. Not so thrilled with 3 hours of SmackDown. Austin said 2 great Raws in a row. This was a must-see episode. A lot of surprise returns tonight. We got a title change, and finally Gunther gets his old theme back. He looked great. Having that theme gives him more aura, so Austin gives it an 8. John Elite said it was cool to see Dolph Ziggler back. Glad that Gunther is back with his old theme. Dom Cena for the IC title again at Survivor Series. Charlotte back at War Games. Love that AJ Lee is back. Does she get added to War Games? We believe so. Rodney, Uncle Howdy White said definitely a great show. Loved Brock and Punk face-off. Always wanted a rematch between those two. Can't wait for War Games. Kanon said it's great that we also get a new IC champ Maxxine. AJ Lee coming for War Games. Setup is need one more person. Yes, we do need one. I don't think it's Julia. I think it's going to be Becky onto the heel team, and it's going to be AJ to the baby faces. Jessica is loving it, I think, by the looks of it. Ringside Report said it's one of the best Raws of the decades. Alex says it was good. Tea Time Danger said, let's light it up. Raw was incredible. Okay, Mycialetti, is that how you pronounce it? Mycialetti said they cooked hard. Real John said, I thought tonight's Raw was pretty good. The opening Cena match was fun for what it was. Becky Maxxine, I don't know how to feel about. Feels a bit rushed to me. AJ is the only reason she won. Main event was just a War Games setup. So overall, 7-7-5. Dave said Raw was okay. First match was cool, but the show slowed down until Becky Maxxine. Javon was star of the night. Love the ending. I score Raw 7-5. It's Kaz said it was fantastic. And Mark said it was a decent show. However, nothing they do compares to around the time of WrestleMania 40. That was peak of the modern era. Nothing has come close to WrestleMania 40 since it's happened. It would be too tough to complain about what we saw tonight, though. I'm happy with the show overall. Ohio Citizen said it was an incredible edition of Raw. Went in thinking it would be all about Cena, but the show absolutely cooked. Every match was great, some surprises and some story evolution. Probably the best Raw I've seen in years. Would have preferred a more meaningful match for Cena, but it was still lit. So a 9, says Ohio Citizen. Blake with an 8, and the Cena tag was good. Wanted to see him share the ring with JD and Finn, and they made it happen. And look at this, our final comment. I mean, we've really done well there. 66 comments. Dude. Ash said it was great. 8 out of 10. I'm happy for Maxxine. Had tears of joy watching her celebrate her victory. AJ coming back to help. Helps doing some heavy lifting there. Cena segment was great. And Dolph coming back was amazing. So, Ash, thank you. So, there we go. That was everyone's thoughts. Really nothing down in the 2s and the 3s and the 4s, which is really good to see because, as I said, I think this show for me is like a 7.5. I don't know. I'd have to look at all the other scores as to whether this is like up there as being the best of the year. But to be honest, most of 2025, we've been down in the 6s. I could totally believe that this is up in that upper echelon, right? I mean, it's not been very often we've got into the 7s in 2025. So I could believe that this is right up there. So yeah, good to see that this was one that people enjoyed. Hopefully we can carry those good vibes on tomorrow for NXT. Of course, then we carry on Friday with SmackDown. And we are just getting ever closer towards Survivor Series. So there we go. That was this week's Raw. Lots of positivity around. Love to see it. And I will see you again next time. Bye for now.